So now I'm getting ready to fit the flyback yoke and the flyback yoke jumper and the operating lever. Beg your pardon, the hammer operating lever. So first I'm going to fit the flyback yoke. And the hammer operating lever. Now I'm fitting the flyback yoke jumper, and this is made considerably easier because we've essentially got the chronograph in the start position, if you remember earlier. So there's very little tension. We fitted the cam in the wrong position earlier, then this would have to be fitted with a whole lot more tension and be a greater risk of it pinging off somewhere. So I'm just replacing the chronograph second wheel. Now that one is lubricated on the bottom pivot, and that was HP 500. If you remember, we didn't oil the lower pivot of the clutch wheel there, which is the wheel it engages with. So I'm going to fit the reversing yoke lever and the connecting rod lever. So here we are with the reversing yoke lever. And the connecting rod lever. And if we just hold that gently and bring the spring over, and that will bring it under tension. And let's not forget the friction spring for the minute counter wheel. And now it's fully assembled, we can fit the chronograph mechanism cover. Now this can be tricky, as there are 3 extended pivots to locate. But not only the 3 extended pivots, but the clutch operating lever, which actually slides to and fro in the plate as well. So I'll show you that in a moment. First of all, I'm going to locate the extended pivots into their respective jewel holes. And this can take some time. You need quite a bit of patience to do this. And in fact, I had to get in quite close with my eyeglass. Very difficult to do with the camera right above the workpiece here. So now with these 3 pivots in place, Here we have the clutch operating lever, which now needs to be located. So I'm using an old oiler just to gently caress it into place. Again, this takes quite a bit of patience. But once that is in place, as long as the three extended pivots are correctly located, the plate should then just drop into position. I find it useful to go through with your eyeglass and just make sure all the pivots for the various wheels and pinions are located in their respective jewel holes before screwing down into before screwing the cover into its final position. So I'm just going to check the operation just to make sure I can start, stop and reset the mechanism. And now I'll just go around and oil all the pivot holes that have not been lubricated as yet. And I'm using HP 500 here. Okay, now back onto the 2892 movement, and just need to lubricate the barrel wall with braking grease, and now I can refit the actual mainspring. And just lubricating the barrel arbor there with 1300. So I've fitted the intermediate wheel there and the barrel and the ratchet wheel. So now I can reassemble the barrel bridge. I'll start by lubricating. I'm using HP 1300. I can fit the crown wheel and the intermediate wheel. And before refitting the spring, I'll just replace the cover plate. Now I'll put the click spring back in place. I just slide it into place here. And finally I can put the ratchet wheel driving wheel. And now I can replace the barrel bridge. So on with the escape wheel. And the third wheel. Now the second wheel, I'm just going to oil the extended pivot with HP 500. Now I can fit the the train wheel bridge.